All right, I'm ready. I just have to turn off my phone. Want to give you a quick little study, and I don't know what to call these. If we should have a whole series on what Jeremiah gets in his mail. So I get messages, and I love it. I love it. Like, this is my lane. This is what I love to do. It's what I do. And so people ask me questions about, well, what does the Bible mean on this? What does the Bible mean on that? And some of them are pretty challenging. And so just spend some time researching, and if I can point people in the right direction, I want to do that. That's it's one of my lanes, what I like to do. And here's one I got recently, and it was on righteousness. And it was difficult. This is really difficult, especially to communicate over Messenger. But it's oftentimes when we talk about righteousness, okay, like God wants us to be 1 John 1:9. If we confess our sin, he's, faithful and just to forgive us our sin and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So righteousness is living rightly. Okay, so there's unrighteous behavior and then righteous behavior. Most of the time when people talk about being righteous, right living, we have such an emphasis most of the time on what I'm not supposed to do. Okay, so like who I am, I'm a child of God, and I'm reading my Bible, and it's all about who I am and how He sees me, and I'm not doing any bad things, and that's great. But righteousness is more than just avoiding bad things and being in a right relationship with Jesus. It's actually I've actually been cleansed, and I'm fit for ministry in the kingdom. And it's important. I want to look at this out of John chapter 5. And if you wanted to glance at this, this is huge. But Jesus, in John chapter 5, he's healed this guy at the pool. And man, it was really aggressive, because in their culture, on the Sabbath, you didn't do that. And, of course, it wasn't a God thing. It was their own tradition thing. But he gets questioned on it. So verses 1 through 15 is what he did. And then in verses 16 on, it's this dialogue that Jesus has with this group. And, of Pharisees that are criticizing him. And they're saying, why would you do this? And I love Jesus' answer, because it's all about righteousness. It's about right living. And he basically says in verse 17, my Father is always at his work, and I too am working. And then they want to kill him for what he said. So he repeats it. He says, don't kill me. Let me just say it again. In verse 19, whatever the Son does, he does because the Father does. And there's some specific Greek words and language there. My point is that righteousness in the New Testament is about who he has made me to be. I'm a new creation, inside personal relationship with him, and I'm just a different person. But righteousness is not just a stagnant thing. Righteousness is I'm now fit for the kingdom, and I am living righteously. And I think I have a problem with people who get saved, who love Jesus, who claim to be right living, go to church for 30 years, and are never used in the kingdom. Never pray with anybody, never lead anybody to Jesus. They're not ministering. That's not right living. That's not righteousness. Righteousness is not just about me. It's about the plan. It's about the kingdom. It's about participation. It's not stagnant. Jesus was righteous, and he was always the hand of the Father in his world, always being used. That's a huge thing. So when we're talking about righteousness, we're not just talking about, I'm in a right personal relationship with Jesus and I'm good. I'm waiting for him to come back and save me, and I just kind of hide. And no, I'm righteous because I have been made right, and now I'm fit to be used in the kingdom. And righteousness is living that out. So it's both. Hope that helps.